On the other end of this phone, we got my boy Sala, one of the dudes that grew up in Brownsville. He kind of know all the people that y'all seen on, you know, different platforms. Sala.
Yeah, what's up?
I was on Glaze site, right, and they was talking about the red parrot, and it made me think about the days of partying or going out to, like, you know, Union Square and all them other places. So what you got to say about Union Square and all the places we used to go to hang out and party?
It was a great time at that time. I mean, we had a lot of Brownsville going up to the Roxy, Funhouse, Latin Quarters. It was a couple of years before Union Square.
Damn.
We was all going uptown, doing our things. You know, Brownsville was definitely in the house.
Yeah, you took me back. Fun. The Fun House. Whoa, you took it back. I remember the Fun House days.
That's definitely an experience right there. Going uptown, we had a lot of fun. You know, a lot of positive, a lot of negatives. You know, it was a mix.
No, I think it was more. I think it was more negative than positive.
Yeah, especially on the come home. On the come home, and that was definitely it. You know, we go uptown on the come home. Whoever that was about making money or taking money, they just do what they did on the come home.
Yeah, and that's it.
It was like,
right.
Yeah, but it was just like how, you know, this is how we was doing things back in the days. This is how we going uptown, or we go to 42nd Street, whatever we do. We going to the movies, whatever we do, you know, when I come home, anything goes.
Yeah, and kind of like so, like being from Brownsville and coming through, you know, doing that. I mean, I know being around fellas and just going out and coming through and chilling, you went through a lot of shit. And you learned a lot of shit. So
you learned and you saw a lot of shit going, you know, definitely in the city, or just even being around. Sometimes it makes you think about, like, all the stuff that we was doing, was it worth it? Or sometimes we just live in the moment right there. That street life.
Yeah.
We thought it was cool doing stupid shit when, you know, that's how he was.
So I want to take it back to the time when you was up in Union Square, and you know what I mean? A lot of dudes couldn't wear Polo Gooses up in Union Square. You know what I mean? That was the time where if you wore a Polo Goose or something, you know what I mean? You had to be a real nigga. You know what I mean? Or niggas was gonna do, you tell me what niggas were gonna do to you if you had a Polo Goose and you wasn't a real nigga.
Oh man, like if you had the Polo Goose on, I don't know if anybody remember them orange box cutters. If you could get in with an orange box cutter, you was the man. You was in Union Square like you had a gun or something. You was like a 45 on the side, because dudes was gonna press you. They'll come up to you and be like, "Yo, what's up? What you gonna do for your coat?" You gotta get on that wall, back them down, but like, I ain't doing nothing. You gotta pull out that razor and say, "Yo, I will cut a motherfucker." And it was funny because then cats was like looking at dudes like, "Yo, he don't deserve to be wearing that coat in here." And they'll go up on the dance floor and just take it for them. And then they don't want it. If they don't want to get it up, and they pull out the orange razors and then cut it. A couple weeks after that, guys that wasn't really about it, they come in there. I gave them their heart. They came in there with their Polo Goose on, but it was inside out. So if it get cut, at least they could wear it in the street the right way. You know, you sew it up, boom, stitch it up. And then when you learn the right way, when you going to school or you going downtown Brooklyn or whatever you going hanging out around your neighborhood, but when you in the square, it was like a battle zone. You got to put that shit inside out.
Not only in the square, anywhere uptown. You could be sitting at the Frank stand and niggas see you with that coat on and they coming for it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So you really had to be alive. That's what they called it back in the day. You had to be a live nigga. Or somebody that was about something. I mean, I remember you was telling me something about, before we got on, you was telling me something about, how you said it. You said you had your coat on in there one day, and then that made somebody want to do something, somebody or something like that, or get them a coat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had my coat on. They was looking at that. I had the one with the badge on. I was chilling, we was on the, if you didn't know Union Square, they had upstairs 2 staircases.
Yeah, I know. I was there with you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna blow my man's name up. Rest in peace. He was over there. He was like, yeah. He said, yo, I like them coats. I'm looking at him like, you never know. You looking like, yeah, you like it, but I ain't the one.
Right.
So I'm like, so you gotta keep your eyes open.
Your eyes are open, and your razor ready to be open in your pocket or whatever.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, I want to see what you gonna do. Next thing you know, he's like, all right, I'll be right back. And he goes up on the dance floor, come back up like 15 minutes later, holding a Polo Goose in his hand. Like, yeah, I told you I was gonna get one. I was like, damn. Once you started down. So now everybody that was live wire up in the square, they go downstairs on the dance floor looking to see if they could get a Polo Goose. And that's how it started with all that cutting people Polo Gooses. They didn't want to give it up. It only take one.
Yeah. So he started the whole trend then. When he took that dude Goose up, in there, that made all the other crimies, you know what I mean? They wanted to start taking gooses. So it was a sad song for them dudes that wasn't a live nigga, as we said back in the days. You know what I mean? They got their goose, Polo Goose, whatever, tooken or cut. You know what I mean? So I remember seeing a lot of feathers flying up in the air.
Well, yeah, definitely. It was bad fellas that, DJ Red Alert, he was getting tight because he was just getting pissed off. Like, every time, these Brooklyn motherfuckers ain't here doing, acting like a savage and shit, but that's what we was doing.
Yeah.
It was definitely an experience to have, and you want to be in there, you just want to be in the square just to be in the square. You didn't even...
Right, it was just the place to be at the time. You know what I mean? If you was, like we said, a live nigga or one of the live females, because some of the females was getting it in too. You know what I mean? If you was one of them, it was just a place to be.
It was an experience. That was just like that. That was like the end of the era when all that came about. But everything really started when we used to go uptown to Roxy and the Front House and all that. Didn't get a chance to experience the tunnel because that tunnel was like about 5 years down the road.
Yeah. I remember one time when we was up in there, they tried to get somebody something. I forgot what they was trying to take from homie. I ain't gonna say no names or whatever, but I forgot what they was trying to take from homie. But homie pulled out a gun and shot. I think he had like a 2-2. And he just started busting. So dudes was ducking behind the car. This was some funny shit. That's why I'm talking about it. Dudes was just ducking behind the car, waiting for him to finish. You know what I mean? Because they know he only had 5-6 shots. So they was counting the shots as he bang, bang, bang. They said, oh, he only got one more. Bang! After he shot that last shot, niggas hauled ass and chased him all the way. I don't know if they caught him because I ain't chased behind him. I was like, I ain't chasing that nigga. You know what I mean? I didn't even go down there to see if they beat him up, stomped him out or whatever, but you know what I mean? It was just a funny story. Back then it was funny.
Yeah, now you just think about how it was, you'd be like, man, that was crazy. Like, you sitting there counting like, oh, he got a little 2-5. You you ain't gonna have an extra clip. You just gonna have whatever that's in that clip. And once he busts, that's it.
Yeah.
It wasn't that many people. There really wasn't nobody that was driving. So you got to hit the train. Everybody hitting the train. Everybody hitting the train. So you got to be like, man, I got to take another route. You want to go all the way to 8th Avenue and take the A train. But when you wasn't getting on that 4 train, and you in your square.
Yep. Oh, speaking about that, the trains was a mess too. Getting there and coming home.
Oh yeah, the train definitely. Cause you know some trains that you had to ride through neighborhoods, you be saying to yourself like, man.
That back car and that 4 train.
The A train was definitely a mess. The A train went through everybody's hood, so you always had to deal with a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
You had to deal with Fort Greene, Klein Heights, Bed-Stuy, Brownsville, East New York. You riding the A train. The A train was definitely ugly sometimes at night, cause you got to deal with a whole bunch of neighborhoods.
Yeah, going through a bunch of hoods. Yeah. But if you was well known, you know what I mean, and people knew you, you ain't had nothing to worry about. You sit there with your jewelry on and all that, be like, what? Had that Cedric the Entertainer attitude. I wish a nigga would.
That train was a battle zone. From coming home from the movies, you be like, you know, you get there, you be like, alright, ain't nothing happen. I'm alright, I'm good. You go out there, you go to the movies, you alright. It's not it's the come home that you got to worry about. At 2 o'clock in the morning, you on the train, everybody on the train hungry.
And they really sometimes got ugly on that train too.
Oh yeah.
Talk about, you know, from the 40 Thieves or whatever being, you know, stepping to other people that ain't had nothing to do with nothing. You know what I mean?
You know, you coming home from a movie and next thing you know, you sit in the car and you see 25 motherfuckers walking through the car. Like, what you gonna do?
Yeah.
You with your girl.
And they taking everything shining.
Yeah.
They taking everything shining. Anything that look valuable, they taking it. Yeah.
Now you look in the past. Now you're looking at all that. You say to yourself, like, man, like you getting older. You like, is it worth it?
Then you think back like, yo, we was some fucked up young dudes, man. If you want to look at it that way, but some dudes just look at it like, you know, it is what it is. But you know, sometimes when you get older, you look at things like, damn, I really did that dumbass shit.
Yeah, especially when you get older. Now you the one that's sitting in the car watching the 25 and walking by now. You be like, oh man, are you serious? He'd be like, yeah. They looking at you like, oh, you fool now, you know. Since you got that OG status, you be like, I already see it coming.
Right. But you gonna do the same thing you did back in the days. Grab your razor. So it wasn't even only crazy coming from there. It was even crazy trying to make it to Delancey Street back in the days.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely Delancey Street. You got your summer youth, or you got you allowance or something, and next thing you know, you saving up, and you go down to Delancey and see that you're gonna get a nice
coat. Get your nice little leather goose, leather bomber or something, and dudes sitting around waiting for you to try to come outside with that motherfucking jacket.
Yeah, they see that sky blue bag coming out the store. By the time you hit the Delancey Street, you snatching bomb you for it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you think that you're safe if you go with 3 or 4 dudes and they ain't not about it. Shit, I seen all 4 dudes give out for their coat.
Oh no. It's crazy. I mean, just coming up back in the days was crazy. Like these dudes they ain't got it like we had, like, cause We really had to fight or whatever, do what you got to do to keep your shit. We couldn't walk, like Jordan's out now, shit, we couldn't walk around, I mean, well, if you try to go get Jordans, if you was a nobody in the hood, just like back, remember when Floor Shine was open and niggas was buying the Bally's and the Playboys and the fucking British Walkers. You walk out that store, if you was nobody, nobody knew you, you wasn't well known, your shit got taken. No ifs, ands, or buts. Your shit got taken. You ain't making home with your shoes. So it's a whole different thing now because these young dudes go to the store, buy whatever they want, and they make it home. We ain't have it that easy coming up.
Yeah, these young dudes, it's easy for them now. Because everybody doing things that's different now. Back in the days, everybody wasn't getting no money, wasn't no crack out at the time, it wasn't no drugs to be selling. So it was like, yo, whatever you see, you're going to take.
Taking money. That's what they was doing. Taking money.
We kids got it good now. You know, back then, we didn't have it like that.
Mm-hmm. Remember the summer youth back in the days. Shoo, all the thugs that was in front of the check cashing place waiting for dudes to come through and try to cash their check. Especially in Brownsville, it was crazy. You had a whole mob of thugs, OG thugs, young thugs, everybody sitting up waiting outside the check cashing place to catch them a victim.
You supposed to cash your check the first day. You had to wait like 2 days down the line and cash your check.
Yeah, but you...
I think people get robbed with their bombs and get their pockets snatched out.
Yeah, but you really had to be somebody, man. I kind of glad the way I came up because, you know what I mean? I did work summer youth that 1 year, and I walked in there and cashed my check like, what up, y'all? What up? You know what I mean? But nobody really knew I had a summer youth because I was working on Amboy Street and nobody came over there. I was doing maintenance for Amboy Street over there.
That was a definite experience that if you experienced and you had stories, definitely tell it.
Yeah, we definitely experienced a lot of bullshit growing up, you know what I mean? I mean, and just coming from Brownsville, like we learned a lot from the OGs, you know what I mean? Just watching some of the shit. Like some of the shit that we took from, like we learned in Brownsville, we go to other places and put that shit in motion, you know what I mean? And fucking dudes be like, damn, they want to follow you or be down with you. Cause you already got like, so like, not saying this is like was technology or something, but you already knew how to go about doing all these things. You know what I mean? Even no matter what it was, if it was like, you know what I mean, robbing and stealing or just, you know what I mean, just getting over. Like I was in Brownsville one day and a dude taught me how to steal ice cream out of the ice cream box. You know what I mean? You learn so much shit. You learn a lot of negative shit growing up in that hood. He said, yo, just put both of your hands in the ice cream box and stick an ice cream sandwich up both sleeves. And then come out, the man ain't even gonna know you got ice cream in there. See, I just say like, you learn a lot of weird, crazy shit growing up in the hood.
So yeah, like me, like I learned a lot from Brownsville, you know, especially in the one building, and then I go somewhere else, like in Flatbush, and them guys didn't really knew that too much of how to do crime, but they wanted to do crime. I'm like, yo, I'm doing it the wrong way. I mean, you do it this way, you do it that way, you know. Oh, you got jury? Nah, you don't take it to them. If it's expensive like that, you don't want to get beat. Go to the Diamond District, go to the Scales.
Yeah.
Tell that right there.
Ooh, the scales. Oh man, the scales back in the day.
You gotta learn how to do things. They
But
like,
but being that what we was talking about a minute ago, you know what I mean? When you said it's hard to get to certain places, you couldn't go certain places. The scales was a trip too, man. You know what I mean? You had to know somebody to go up to the scales.
Oh yeah, definitely, because you know you go up there and the OGs and them, you know who they was. They out there buying and selling, you know, really buying gold and then buying and strong arm.
Right, right.
Sure, let me see that. Like rule number one, they be like, somebody was like, let me see the chain. You be like, nah. You be like, nah, I'm alright. I know where I'm going.
Right, right.
You put it in your hand, they gonna say, yo man, here's $50 and take it like, you know, here, take this $50 and that's it. And you had to take it because you had no choice because you the one that lost out. So you gotta take that $50, well over $75 they give you, and walk.
Yeah.
You know, most of the time, your first time you always gonna get beat. And the second time you realize I know when I get off the train, I ain't putting nothing in nobody's hand.
Yeah, I think a lot of us went through that our first time trying to do dirt in the street. You know what I mean? You're one of the OGs. You always got beat by one of the OGs. I remember me and my boy, I ain't gonna say no names, but we was in Brownsville and we tried to do something crazy like that, and you know what I mean? Got some jewelry or whatever, so we was trying to sell it, and OG dude, we didn't know how to sell it, so we asked him, how we go about selling this? Who we go to? And you know, once we let him see it, he felt the weight on it, and then you know, once a nigga asks you, let me see that again, we should have knew we was gonna try to beat us right then and there. So he put it in his hand we let him see it that second time. He gonna ball it up and put it in his pocket. Talk about, I'm keeping this, shorty. Y'all niggas get the fuck out of here. But we was some little niggas that we ain't care. We like, nah, son, you ain't keeping our shit. Fuck that. We try to fight the nigga. The nigga pull out a little Dillinger on us, a little gun. He said, y'all little niggas don't get the fuck away from me. I'm gonna shoot one of y'all niggas. We still trying to get our chain back. But he wound up keeping that chain because he had the gun and all that, and we just kept it moving. We just like, all right, we got tired of, trying to fight him for it or trying to get it back. We was like, all right, fuck it. We go get another one. But that's another thing. You always, like you said, there's always some bullshit you going through in that hood. You know what I mean? And like you said, OG's always looking for a way to get money.